live from Pinckney, Michigan. What's happening right now with Denise? Love and peace. What's happening right now with Denise? And back by popular demand is my best friend Laura.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did the dog grooming video. Everybody loved it. Everybody couldn't believe how funny she is. And, we got a few comments. They wanted to know how big her boobs were. And yes, they are real. So, Laura, how big are they?
5.5 pounds each.
Well, what's your bra size? Okay, what's your bra size?
It's 46 triple D.
We weighed them.
Who weighs their boobies? We do.
Well, everybody wanted to know. I mean, I was wondering too, like how much. So we think they weigh about 5.5, 6 pounds apiece. So she's carrying around 12 pounds of boobs, which she doesn't really like them. Do you, Laura?
No.
No. But, she's stuck with them. She's not going to get a breast
I
reduction.
don't want to get surgery, so I'm stuck with them.
Yeah, and she is built for it. I mean, she has big bone. I mean, some people are really little and they have the big boobs and then their back kills them. But your back doesn't kill you, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah. So anyway, Laura and I, like I said, have been breast friends for
since 1983.
Since 1983. And at one point in our lives, I was breaking up with my kid's dad, and she was getting a divorce from her first husband, who she was married to. How many years, Laura?
18 years.
18 years. And she had a house, and of course I had to move out of where I was living. So her and I moved in together. And she had a 14-year-old daughter, and I had two little kids, a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. And we were sharing the house, sharing expenses, and guess what we did? We started dating.
Not together. We didn't date each other, though.
No. And sometimes she'd babysit, sometimes I'd babysit, and we'd go out, like every other weekend, because my kids went to the dad's every other weekend. Her daughter was pretty much old enough to stay by herself. And we went to these singles dances. Like, how did you even learn about them, Laura? I mean, your friends told you about them, or...
Yeah, I had a friend that lived out in Redford, and she was single, too, and she had told me about them, so...
And they were, like, in these big halls, where...
Roma Hall.
Yeah, in these big halls in the city. I call the city. We live about an hour from downtown Detroit, so we're talking about the suburbs of Detroit. Like, where was it?
Redford.
And so
Livonia.
Livonia, yeah. We go to these singles dances.
Yeah.
And, oh my God, I would go with her, of course, and the guys were on her like flies on you-know-what. I mean, she didn't sit down the whole night. She danced, and I just sat there by myself. So that wasn't fair. But anyway, we still had fun. So, Laura, tell some of the experiences you had with some of these guys that you met, because, okay.
Well, there was this one guy that I met at the dance. I met them all at the dance, actually. But this one, his name was Tony. And he'd always ask me to dance. And I really liked him. He was just, he was good looking. And he was
Italian.
He was Italian also. So was the other one. But anyway...
don't date Italian men. Oh, my God. I tell you my experience.
That's what you said. Yeah. But anyway...
Well, look what happened to you.
So anyway...
Brass man.
Every week, I'd meet him there, and we'd dance, and we'd just go out to breakfast every once in a while. But that was all. He didn't really ask me on a regular date. But I used to love to dance. And so did he, so... But anyway, at the end of the evening, there was always this girl that used to come in and sit with him. And I always thought that was strange. And I asked him about it. It's just a friend that comes in to say hi. And it was every week. It was every single weekend. And she would always be there. But it was always at the end of the evening.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. She had dark hair, long dark hair.
Huh.
So anyway, it was my birthday. And I was going to go to the dance that night. I didn't have a date or anything. And it was, of course, we didn't really say, I'm going to meet you next week or anything. He was just always there. And we always danced all night. So that evening...
Her birthday's May 20th.
Yeah, my birthday's May the 20th. But anyway, before that happened, the friend that lived in Redford, she used to be at the dances with me every once in a while. And she'd go there. And she called me up and she said, that Tony that you dance with, she says, he's married. And I says, you're kidding. And she said, no, he has a wife. How do you know that? She walked into a restaurant for breakfast with her boyfriend. And there he had walked in with 4 kids and his woman. And, of course, the kids were calling her mommy and, him daddy and all that. And they walked out together. So, but he swore he wasn't married. He's been, divorced for years. And
Is this Tony in the trailer?
this is a different Tony.
Okay, I thought you were talking about Tony.
No, not that Tony.
All right, we'll get to him.
No, that was Tony in Novi.
By the way, I'm not sure if I told you guys this is my best friend.
Yeah. I wonder why.
Yeah, the camera makes him look a little bigger. I mean, camera always adds on 5-10 pounds, whatever.
But you're not kidding. So now instead of 5.5 pounds each, they're 10.5 pounds each in the camera. Anyway, so I thought, boy, well, I'm not going to say nothing to him. So that evening,
yeah, Laura.
It was my birthday.
Laura's the queen of not saying nothing.
No.
And getting you back. Well, in a different way. You watch this.
So I'm dancing with him, and I goes, hey, Tony, I says, this is my birthday. He said, it is. I says, yeah. And he says, I have a great idea. And I've never done this before. I says, let's go out in the parking lot. Let's go in my car. I says, it's my birthday.
Make out, right?
Yeah, I said, I want a birthday present from you.
They call it smushing now.
Yeah. So anyway, he says, okay, let's do it. So we went out in the car. I loved every minute. It was the best birthday I ever had. So I starts the car. He says, well, where are we going? I says, oh, it's a surprise. I said, it's a birthday surprise for myself. So we drove and we drove, and I'm like 35 miles from this place.
Yeah.
I kidnapped them. I loved it. So anyway, I took him to my house. And nobody was there. Were you there? I don't know if you were there that night.
No, I think I was gone for the weekend.
And nobody was there. My daughter was gone for the weekend.
Right.
So I thought, boy, this is great. So I went down the basement, got some rope, went upstairs. I had posters on my bed, and I tied his ass right to the bed. And I had my way with him all night long. And he's going, I have to go. I said, why do you have to go? I said, you don't have to work tomorrow. You don't have anybody to go home to. So why do you have to go? And he goes, I really... And that was back when I don't know. Nobody had cell phones back then.
Right.
Maybe a few people did, but they were
Right.
almost unheard of yet.
Oh,
and
yeah.
if you did, they were like that big.
Yeah.
So anyway, he says, I really need to go. And I says, nah. So I didn't take him home. I did. I took him back to the parking lot at 3 o'clock in the afternoon the next day. And I loved every minute of it because I knew he had a wife somewhere, and that she was really going to give it to him good for not coming home.
Yeah, so is that it? I mean, did you ever hear from him again? Or
No.
Yeah.
No, that was it for that.
Okay, so move on to the next Tony.
So the next Tony, boy, it was something with these Tonys.
Yeah, I got to think with
So there was this other Tony, old Tony. He was older. And he always wanted to dance with me. And
he was Italian, too.
yeah, he was Italian. Of course, the name of Tony. I mean, of course he was Italian. And he was always really nice and everything. And we used to go out to breakfast and stuff. And then we just started dating. And I saw him for about 5 months. And we even went on vacation together. And took my daughter. And
But wasn't that the one where you turned around and came back? Didn't...
No, we went all the way to Florida.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No. I don't know what you're thinking of. But
Well, there was another guy that got paranoid or something, remember?
well, he had paranoia.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if we did turn around, I don't remember that, but if we did, we went back. We ended up going back.
Okay.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah, because we stayed at my uncle's. We visited some family and stuff like that. And he was just really nice, and everybody really liked him. And like I said, he was just always the nicest man. And I had the key to his house.
Yeah, he lived in a trailer park over in Novi.
And I had a key to his house. But anyway, that's besides the point.
Right, yeah, because one time he was at your house and he asked you if he could.
No. That wasn't at his house. That wasn't at my house. It was his house.
Well, he did it a couple times.
So anyway, we went to, we were going out to we went out to dinner and stuff that evening. And then he said, let's stop back by my house. He lived by 12 Oaks. And he said, let's go back by my house. And he says, let's go see what's on at the show.
12 Oaks is a big mall out in Novi.
Right. So anyway, I'm sitting across from him. I was on the couch and he was in a chair. And he was looking at the paper. And I was sitting there, we were all dressed up because we'd gone he used to take me to some really nice places to eat and stuff. And I never, ever thought that he was weird, except he used to have anxiety attacks.
Yeah.
I mean, I never saw anything strange about him, or he never, acted weird or anything. I mean, he was just always really nice, and my family really liked him. And like I said, I've known him for 5 months, and I used to see him, I used to see him about every weekend.
Yeah.
Spend the weekend with him and stuff.
Yeah, he'd come over to the house too because he'd come over to her, over to our house, and I remember him because my little daughter, she was only like 2.5, and he had a lot of black hair up in his nose, and she'd always point and go, "Ooh, a bee, a bee."
There's a bee in your nose. That man has a bee in his nose.
That was funny.
Anyway,
he had a bee up his butt. No.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He probably did at this point. So all of a sudden he throws the paper down, and he actually runs down the hallway where he opens his closet door, and he comes out with an enema bottle, one of them big rubber things with the long hose, and he's going, "Lure," he's calling me, "Lure," and he got really weird, and his voice changed, his eyes got funny. He goes, "Lure, come on, I'm going to do this, I'm going to give you an enema." I said, "You want to do what?" And he was really serious. I'm going to give you an enema." I said, "What are you talking about?" I mean, he was like serious. He got really weird. He literally almost scared the shit out of me. No, but that was a shitty situation. I had to get out of there. So I got out of there. I mean, I'm not kidding you. It was so, it was just the weirdest thing. I had my car. My car was there. And I went home. I never saw him again after that, but I did still have his key to the house. So he called me like the next day, and he goes, "Hey," he says, "are we through?" And I said, "Yeah." And he apologized for being strange. And I said, I said, "I don't want any part of whatever." I said, "I don't know what got into you." And I said, "Why would you want to give me an enema? That is so strange." Yeah. I just thought that was weird. Well, there's a story behind that one, which I didn't know.
You know how we women are. We're not going to leave nothing. We're gonna snoop around.
So anyway, when I had to return the key, well, he worked afternoons. He worked at Ford's, and I had an appointment to have my car fixed at Sears about a week later. And I told him, I says, "I have this appointment to have my car fixed." I says, "I would drop the key off. I just put it under your flower pot or something on the deck." And he says, "Okay, that'll be fine," because my appointment was after he was already at work.
The thing is, you could have made 5 copies.
So anyway, I went into his house, and I start snooping around. And he's never shown me these videos before or anything like that. And I went into his room, and there was a video that was rated XXX. So I thought, wow, XXX. I never saw a XXX video before, so I stuck it in there.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh my God! You will believe what it was about.
Enemas.
It was about enemas.
Oh my God.
Anyway, there was this patient supposedly in this video, and an intern came in, and he says, we're going to give you an enema today. So he gives this girl an enema in the video, and he says, "Now you make sure you call me, ring the bell." He says, "Ring the buzzer, go in the bathroom." And he says, don't go to the bathroom till you call me first, So the girl waited, and she had to go, and she went into the bathroom, and she rang her buzzer, and the guy came in, and he went in the bathroom, and he says, "Okay." He says, "I want you to stand up," and he says, "I want you to
spray
me." And she spread her legs, and she sprayed this guy all over. Oh, wow. And they go, "Oh my God, that's what he wanted me to do. That's what he wanted to do to me." And I said, "Oh my God, good thing." I never saw him again after that. It's the weirdest experience I ever had.
See, back then, to meet anybody, there wasn't internet.
No, there was no internet or anything.
And you either had to, bump into them at the grocery store or go to the bar.
And I didn't care to go to bars that much.
And it was fun going to the bars and dancing and stuff, but so many of the men were just losers and alcoholics. Yeah. Okay, I got to tell you a story about. Oh, that brings me to this. Okay, so we used to go to this local bar up in Brighton, Memories, and it was so much fun there. We had so much fun there. We danced all night, and one night Laura loved to dance, and so like I said, all the men were all over because she's my best friend.
I was everybody's best friend back then.
Yeah,
she still wanted to dance with the boobies.
She still
did the booby dance.
My husband always says, Laura's boobs show up 2 minutes before she does.
No, he always says they show up an hour before I do.
Okay, well,
here comes Laura's boobs.
Yeah, that was before Laura's coming. But anyway, so we're at the bar, And I'm telling you, all the men, like I said, were always all over Laura and asking her to dance. And this one night, the bar was packed, and this drunk came up to Laura and said, will you dance? Well, Laura didn't realize he was drunk. Anyway, she got out of the dance floor, and this guy was so drunk, I was embarrassed that she was my friend dancing with the drunk. You know what I mean? And Laura, she's just oblivious, because why, Laura? Because you're... What are you?
Oh, I'm a Polak. I'm a Polak. That's what I didn't realize.
I didn't want to say it because I didn't want
I just loved to dance, and he was a good dancer, and we were just having a really good time.
Yeah, but everybody was staring at him because this guy was so drunk. So they got, and then the song ended, and I'm thinking, okay, Laura, come on. And then the next song comes out, what does Laura do? She keeps dancing. I'm like, oh my God. So finally Laura gets done dancing with him. She comes up, and I said, Laura, don't dance with him anymore. He's a drunk. He's an alcoholic. I said, everybody was staring at him. He's just so drunk, and she said, oh, okay. And so, we both did our own thing through the night. And then I guess the guy came back up and asked her again. What does Laura say? Oh, I'm not going to dance with you. You're an alcoholic. Well,
I'm honest.
And I'm like, Laura, you don't tell the guy that.
I'm honest.
So that was one night with our drunk, but then with our, not our drunk, but... of our dating days. And then here's another, you just don't know about men. And there's just as many screwed up women, but what about the guy that you brought to meet your parents?
Oh my God, Wayne. Yeah, I met him at a country bar, actually, where they had a lot of dances. I used to just love to go there. And
in the city?
Yeah, in the city, yeah.
Okay.
And he was, oh my God, he was so much fun. And he'd always be there, and we used to go out to dinner, and he'd take me to, nice places and everything. And even around the holidays, I was dating him, and he'd come to my parents' house on the holidays. Who does that when you're married? Well, I didn't know he was married. Of course, he swore he wasn't married. And then we were out to dinner one night, and he goes to pay the waitress, and a wedding ring fell on the floor. Oh my gosh. I says, oh, you're married? Oh no, I'm not married. I says, oh my God, you have a wedding ring that fell out of you. He says, that's not a wedding ring. I said, well, what is it then? Why was the ring in your pocket? And it looked like it was just a plain band.
Yeah, but we don't really want a ring in the pocket.
No, what's up with that? So, about 2 weeks later,
yeah, didn't his...
I get this call.
Yep.
And this woman calls me, and she's screaming at me, and I'm so-and-so, and I'm Wayne's wife, and you're running around with my husband, and I goes, oh my God. I said, I would have never done that. I said, I would have never ran around with a married man like that.
Right.
I said, it's just something I don't do. And I says, I hate it when I find out when they're married,
so nowadays, even back then, you could have gone to the courthouse and looked, gone to the courthouse about, where this guy lived and tried to look up any records on him. But who does that? But nowadays, you can just Google a person's name and it brings up a bunch of stuff on him.
That's exactly true.
But back then, there
was no computer. There were no computers or anything. Not hardly.
Yeah, we had no,
Yeah.
We were just a couple of single women trying to meet.
Yeah, things were so different back then.
Meet us a new man.
So anyway, he was married, ended up being married, and I don't know, she just was having a fit and screaming at me, and oh my gosh, and I said, I'm sorry, and I said, I'll never see him again. I says, don't worry about it. I said, I'll put an end to it, which I did.
And Laura, you were really heartbroken over this guy. You were really falling.
I really liked him, yeah.
Didn't he ask you to marry him too? Yes, he asked you to marry him.
Yeah.
He asked you to marry him.
Yeah,
Laura.
he wanted to get married and everything, so I had no clue. And spending the holidays with us, with my family.
Don't you wonder how these men are brought up if they're going to do that to women?
I can't imagine.
Why?
But that's how you can get duped. Now they have they have all kinds of spy things. You can spy on people. It's different than it used to be. But and like I said, you can track everybody on their phones and everything else. And where they're at. But back then, there was no such thing. So anyway, I'm happy that I met the man that I'm married to now. Met him at Parents Without Partners, and
guess what? We can't even talk about him.
We get along really well, and he's the sweetest thing. So I'm glad we're married.
We have a million stories on him, but we can't talk.
Oh my gosh,
he'd be mad. Is he ever funny?
He's hilarious. Him and I just laugh together. We have so much fun.
We have so much fun. I love that man. I really do. Honey, this is for you. Yeah.
He doesn't even watch our videos.
No, he doesn't. so we can't talk about him. No.
no, because the people, his brother talked about the last one, about
All his everybody's on, all his relatives and everything. And
so anyway, that's what's happening right now with Denise, coming live from Pinckney, Michigan. It's Denise and Laura, my best friend. I love her. And so watch for our next video because it's going to be just as fun. And make some comments and share it with people because we're the queens of Pinckney. Okay. Love and peace. That's what's happening right now with Denise. Say goodbye, Laura. Say goodbye, best friend.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.